everybody, how you doing today? We're going to try something new. So I'm going to try a new routine I've just started doing again, kind of like before, but so it's 7:20. That's really early for me. I woke up. Pills, food, protein is what I do first. So if I am having a day where my ADHD symptoms are bad, my executive functioning is bad, I'm groggy, I'm wandering around, I'm like, what am I doing? It's like the little mental notes. So, because if I don't do those things, it's not a good day. So I'm going to try a few things and I'll be back. All right, so today I'm starting to write my times down so I can see how long these things are taking me to do. So this past week I caught up on my dishes and I did some cleaning. I had that crazy turbo cleaning day. I was triggered. Somebody asked me, how did you do it? Yeah, I was triggered. I think that's the only way for me, is that I just have to get so upset that I cannot take it anymore. Anyway, that's another video. So I was up around 7-ish, got dressed, took my scripts. I just had a bowl of cereal. Eating breakfast just took me 12 minutes. It's about 7:40 altogether now. Pills, food, protein, I will explain that. It's very boring, but it's a way that my executive functioning and my short-term memory, it helps me to remember when I have groggy days. To make sure I at least take my medicine, make sure I eat, because I forget. And it doesn't seem like something you would do, but I forget. And another thing is, it's really important to get whatever your dietary plan or needs are. Don't do anything crazy. Check with your doctor first before you make any changes. Whatever your particular diet is, make sure to get some protein. I will actually look this up again so I can give you actual information as to why it's important. Besides, of course, your body needs it, you know. But all our feel-good brain chemicals that we are deficient in, if you have ADHD like I do, we get deficient in dopamine. I also have diagnosed major depression. They both run in my family. And protein helps your body to make the neurotransmitters. So if you're working really hard and you're struggling against depression or ADHD, and you're taking medicine to help you feel better, to raise your dopamine, to raise your serotonin, to raise norepinephrine or whatever it is, your antidepressants, your ADHD meds boost for you, and you're not having protein to help your body to make them, you're making your medicine work harder. So yeah, so that's my tip for today. And people who have been following me know that. Come up with a little mantra for yourself. What are the things that you forget every day? For me, I forget to take my medicine, and then I might have a really bad day. I forget to eat, so I do that first thing in the morning. And I'm going to time myself today. And guess what's back? La la! An old planner I repurposed. It has 2 years. I actually haven't used it in months. And then I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. And what month are we on? So basically, these are all blank. And now I'm to the point where, let's see. So I'm repurposing this planner. I changed the date. So don't worry about the year being different because I bought it and it's too late to return it. So you can get a little whiteout pen and just change the dates. So I started this week, and I hope you all had a great Mother's Day yesterday. Hopefully your mom's still with us if your mother's not. I hope you had a nice day, whatever you did. And look at all this blank, 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 blank. So I want to do this because I need to. I'm out of habits, but it's going to be a pain to fill that all out. So I did one page. So yeah, I'll forget to shower for days. I might forget to brush my teeth, and that's not good. So it's not yesterday, but basically I used a ruler and a pen, and I separate the days for the week at a glance pages. And on the left side, I put my daily tasks in order that I do them and in importance. So I would put the time I get up and later on the time I go to bed. So I'll have to look at my phone. I text little breadcrumbs to myself, little notes, and then I put them in here later. I would check this off, check that off, because I just did that. Well, except for the protein bar. And now I'm going to go through these. Here's my minimum for daily cleaning. So I don't go crazy. I just do the minimum. And when you first start, like when I first started, I had to just do one thing. And I know that sounds crazy. I just had to do dishes. And I felt pathetic because I wanted to go crazy and clean my whole house. But for some reason with your ADHD brain, if you have ADHD, sometimes if you haven't been doing your habits in a while, you have to start all over again. And your body and your brain doesn't want to do it. It's not in the habit. So you might have to start with baby steps. You might have to just start with one thing. And then the next week add one. And then the next week add another one until you're doing it again and again. And I'm going to do some of this stuff. And time check. What time is it? Okay. 7:46. I'm going to fill some of this stuff out in a little while. I'm going to drink my coffee and I'll be back. Okay. Yeah, I can't move on to the next thing because now I have to do this and it's bugging me. This is gonna take forever. Ugh. I can't believe all these months that I haven't been using it. I went right up. Here, hold on. Like I did some of these weeks ahead of time. Hold on. Sorry. Like months in advance, drawing these lines. And I have not used this planner since, I think, December. And now I'm to the point that I have to start over. So it is 8, and I'm going to go ahead and draw some of these lines. I know this is kind of cutting into, I'm torn. Guys, well, I got the news on. Got something in the background. I need this planner. I need to get my stuff together. I'm on a roll. After I did that day of cleaning, I will say I went up and downstairs like 15 times. Well, your girl is very out of shape. I'm menopausal. I am out of shape. I do not exercise. I do not walk, although I want to start. And that was a lot of activity. Picking up boxes and going up and down stairs over a dozen times. So I was kind of sore the next day and I was kind of exhausted for a couple days after that. So I'm going to have to learn how to pace myself. Besides that, how can I do this and not get carried away? I'll be back. So if you like to use a paper planner, you can use all different kinds of planners if you'd like to try one. I know if you hear the word planner, you have ADHD, you might be cringing, you might get a ball in your stomach of stress and anxiety, going, ugh, I hate planners. think of it as an experiment if you do decide to do it. And that's the only way I stick to it, is because week to week, I might make adjustments and I control how I want to use this. So sometimes I try to do too much, and then I have a week where I might think of it, normally previously thought of it as a failure, but then you know to change your expectations. So I'm going to go ahead and do these lines, and I'm going to show you how I do them. I can't put my phone up on a stand right now because I don't have a way that I can do it while I'm sitting on the couch doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and do these lines and show you how I actually make my planner. Okay, so I did about 2 months worth of these lines just to start getting my planner organized again, because I will end up sitting here all day getting all perfectionist about it. And I was going to time myself, I already said. Yeah, so this is kind of haphazard, but this is just for now. Yeah, that's looking kind of wonky. So I'm going to go ahead. I was trying to figure out, like, this is pretty much how I had it before. I just added shower and teeth. So the time I get up, pill soup protein. I didn't shower yesterday, I skipped. But I did brush my teeth, I did shower. I don't know what I did. So, pill soup protein, dishes, bed, trash. What's this stuff? Well, if I start walking, the shower should be after the walk. I'm thinking of changing it and putting the walk here. I'll figure it out. I'm going to go ahead and fill in the next page, and I'll be back. So yeah, I wanted to show you, it depends on the kind of planner you got. When I first bought this, I thought this was going to be cool. Like, I could put some things in here and then just write something else in there. And I ended up not liking that. So I just take a ruler and, you know, trace it and make lines. And I'm going to fill this out. All right. All right, so I went ahead and I filled in my tasks for the week. If you were just starting, you would probably just give yourself one task. I know that it sounds silly, but let's say you're at ground zero. You're just getting your life together and it's been bad for a while and your house is bad. You're not just gonna, it took a long time for it to get that way, right? No matter how bad and stuck you feel, just do something small. It will make you cry because you still want it to be clean, but you might start with dishes. And the reason is, the first couple of days you do dishes, you're playing catch up. You might have to do a couple of loads of dishes. For the average person who does not have ADHD or autism or any kind of executive functioning issues with poor working memory, is disorganized, doesn't know what to tackle first because of the connections in your brain are different, physically different. I will get more information on that for you guys. Yeah, there's multiple things going on in your brain to do something that we think of as a simple task, something that a neurotypical person doesn't have to think about, they just do. There's also another part of your brain that has special neurons that is there to form habits. And we have a significant, I can't remember if it was like 70% less, or I don't remember if it was 30 or 70. I think it was 70% less of them. So there's a part of your brain that only is responsible for forming habits. So your brain doesn't have to use up so much cognitive energy to do things to think about things that should be automatic. We don't have those as much. So at least ADHD, I'm not sure. Some of the stuff I talk about will be ADHD. Some of the stuff I talk about will be both, or could be both. But if you're just starting out, don't panic. Take a week or two if you need to. Look at all the apps. When I first looked at the apps for the planners, I got overwhelmed because I did not want a whole bunch of features. I want simple, simple, simple. So when you start, you may have none of these. You might just have, well, I'm always forgetting to shower, or I'm always forgetting to eat. I need to drink water. So this spot here is for me to write how many glasses. And when we think, we could physically, well, not physically, we can see in our mind's eye us doing those tasks, and we're like, oh, that won't take long. But you don't necessarily factor in the distractions and when you suddenly feel like you have to fall asleep because your dopamine is low. And the things that get in the way and sabotage you, it's hard to think of that because sometimes we don't even know when it's happening. So don't worry. You don't even have to start this with me right now if you don't want to. You can just kind of check this out. Now, I have been doing this for, even though it's been a few months, I started doing some of these things last week to prepare, and it took me a good day, like a part of the day to, well, maybe a couple of hours, because the recycle bin was overflowing and there were bags on the floor for the recycle. There were piles of containers on the counter that I had to wash and take the labels off and bring those out. There was at least 2 loads worth of dishes. I hadn't done them in so long, and I'm out of shape. So your brain, the child brain, the ADHD fun brain that just wants to go play video games or do something where you get more dopamine because it's deficient, so it's trying to sabotage you. It wants to self-medicate by doing whatever it is that you normally do to feel better. You know, video games, I don't know, hobbies. But this is cringe. If you're not used to it, baby steps. Start with one thing. Don't worry that this thing will be empty. And I'll show you what, I can show you what that looks like. I did do videos of it in the past, but I want to do something better that I can be more concise instead of rambling for 2 hours. So I woke up this morning. Let's start this. So mine is further along than yours will be, just because even though I took a break, I've been doing this for 2 years, a year or two. So for me, this is a guide. Your attitude and how you set this up in your mind of how you want to use it is what's going to make the difference if it's successful or not. So this is what I would like to have done, but I know that I'm probably not going to be able to do all that stuff every day. So the most important things are at the top. I'm thinking that maybe I might want to do my walking before I do cleaning, because once I've sat down to have my breakfast, I want to fall asleep. So maybe I'll do that. I'm not sure the order. So on the other page, I wrote it a different way. We're just experimenting to see what works, what's going to motivate me to do some of these. So I woke up, I think it's 7-ish. I'll double check it. So 7 a.m. I did have my Food Pills protein. And it's just like when you're a kid. I don't know, this is a little dopamine boost for me. I highlight when I complete it. So my goal is to, of course, have all of the different colors. So the yellow are the ones I have to do. If I have a shit day, I am like zonked, I am out of it, or if I'm sick, I have to at least write the time I get up so I can track it, and go to bed, and I have to at least make sure I take my pills and make sure I eat. You know, that's the, you know, they say breakfast is the most important. It is. We don't want our medicine to work hard if we don't have the nutrition to boost it as well. All right, so I'm going to start doing some of this stuff. I spent about an hour altogether. I did the lines for like 2 months worth, and I went ahead, and it's like, this is more time than I wanted to spend on it, but I at least got it set up so I can just fill these in. And then tomorrow, probably, or later today, I'll do the rest of the lines for the other weeks. That's it. And I am going to start doing some of these things. Normally I would do pills, food, protein, and usually once I sit down to have my breakfast, that's a dangerous spot. That's a place that I could lose hours because now I'm checking my messages and I'm doing all these things on my phone. That's a vulnerable place. Then I have the next one. I do them in order: bed, dishes, trash. Even if I don't do them all, like I'll know what I've done that week and what needs to be done. The reason why, at least for my particular situation, these things get bad fast and they have to be done each day to just maintain. So you don't want, especially when you're first starting out, if your house has gotten very bad and you feel like it's not quite as bad as the Hoarder show, but it's bad, it's going to take a while, right? Be kind to yourself. If you have to take a few weeks to chip away at it, you can do that before you're doing this. And when I was going through storage stuff a few years ago, I learned some tricks from a show I used to watch where they would come and clean people's houses, help them clean their own houses that had gotten really, really bad. And I can't remember if it was Clean House or Clean Sweep or what it was. But that we can go over when I start sorting through my piles. Right now, this week is just, here's the table, it's just bringing them downstairs. And I'm thinking of putting my desk here or where I am. I want to move my desk out here because that room is too small. And I just end up throwing my clothes on there. It's a very, very tiny, wonky room. We've got a shower, a closet, a vanity table, an office, a laundry room. And it's tiny. It's like a fraction of a room. So constantly the dirty clothes area, there's like really no place to stick a hamper because I need to keep that area clean so I can use the desk. And then I get overwhelmed because I can't do that. The desk is in the way. And then there's a ugly pile. And because it's such a tiny room and we walk through there all the time, it's not functional. So when you're starting, you don't need your house to look like Better Homes and Gardens or Martha Stewart. You just want to make it a little more functional. And you'll be able to tell whether you are living on your own or you have a family you live with or roommates. You'll be able to tell when you start paying attention to what things get messiest the fastest. And making my bed only takes a minute. And it makes a big difference because it's kind of like a one-bedroom apartment or a really large studio apartment. And so my bedroom and my living room and my kitchen are all one room. So when I don't make my bed, it's gross. When my mom comes downstairs, her door into our house goes right into our kitchen. You can see our bedroom. It's kind of open concept. So, there's no bedroom on the side that we could leave it messy and close the door and pick up the rest of the house if anybody comes over. So for me, the dishes, I feel like maybe we have to do them twice a day. And I don't even know how. It's just me and my fiance. I don't know how we produce so many dishes. And we both did a really good job the last few days. I asked him if he could help me. I made the counter spotless and like no plates at all. And I left a note that says, please put dishes in the dishwasher. And I said, you know what? If we keep up on it, we can keep it clean. And we did good for a few days. And then we had Mother's Day yesterday. And he cooked steaks for us, which was delicious. And it was so good. It was very low key. We didn't do anything fancy. We're going to celebrate her birthday, belated, and Mother's Day on a day where not every single family is out at the restaurants. So we'll figure something out. But yeah, so now it's starting. I have to do dishes again. Ramble, ramble, ramble. I gotta go now. So it's been 12 minutes between all these little videos. And so yeah, these two are must. If I'm very symptomatic or a day after I work and I'm burned out and I have to rest and I can't do anything, like I physically can't do anything, maybe shower. That. If I have energy, maybe I can take out the trash. But that's it. And maybe you can come with me throughout my day. I will see you guys in a bit. Hi, everybody, again. It's been a few hours. I kind of spaced out and did a little window shopping on Amazon. So I lost a couple hours, but that's okay. So the tip from this is if you start your day and you do the first few things and you feel like falling asleep and you're dreading it, but you don't want to sleep your day away, put some tunes on and just walk around the house for a couple minutes and see if after a song or two you feel a little bit better. And you don't have to make it like exercise. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to go put some music on and I'm going to try to start walking every day. I'm really, really out of shape. I don't exercise or anything. And I'm going to try to do, I always say I'm going to start with 5 or 10 minutes and then I do too much. So listen to your body. And then I'm going to take a shower and get ready and all of that stuff and get some cleaning done. See you guys later. Bye. I just walked for 15 minutes and I'm like dying. That's how out of shape I am. I got some good dance tunes going though. I'm going to lay here for a minute, get my energy back, and I'm going to jump in the shower. And then I'm going to pick up. And I think it's about 12:30 at this point. I'll see you guys later. Well, I forgot that the first couple days I exercise, I'm pretty much useless afterwards. I'm crashing. I'm not sure what else I'll get done today. I'm going to rest for a little while and maybe have coffee or something else to eat. And I'll see you guys later. Bye. So if you try something new and the first day you crash and burn, don't beat yourself up. Thinking I might take a nap because my body's like, yeah, we don't do this, remember? We're not used to this. I'm still going to get some stuff done today, but between the working on the planner, these are all stuff that set up your foundation. I still will do my daily stuff later. The first week is always really hard if you have to catch up, if things have gotten really bad. And luckily I've caught up with a lot of it last week. I've got some dishes to do. I got to change the linens, do a load of laundry. I don't think I'm going to be up to moving things today. I'll probably start working on that tomorrow. But once you get onto some kind of routine or a rhythm, it will stay clean. And so when you wake up and you see check dishes, trash, a lot of times I don't even have to do anything. I just look and the trash is mostly empty and I just check it off. So something that starts off being this huge task that takes part of the day, eventually when you catch up, it's just like a couple minutes. And then things look good and you don't have to, it doesn't have to be a huge deal. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a little while. I'm just going to rest for a bit because I almost fell asleep on the floor. My body's just like crashing. I love you guys. I'll see you in a bit. Bye.